Welcome to the Political Goat. I'm your host, Uncle Felix. Thanks for joining me today. Sorry for the late start. Been running around. It's been a hectic week. Today was actually my oldest son's senior prom night, so we had to see him off, take some pictures, of course. And let's see. I think I have actually a picture for you guys. Here you go. Me and the wife make beautiful children. She's not so bad either. But they're off to their senior prom, or his senior prom, actually, at Bishop Hendricken High School. Have fun, kid. Um, but yeah, so thanks for joining me this week here. My man Chris, the tax guy, is gonna join me all the way from Arizona. It's gonna be a fun week because I think we're gonna lighten it up a little bit and have some fun with some crazy stuff that we've seen in the news. So without further ado, I'm gonna have this word from my sponsor. When I come back, my man Chris is gonna join us all the way from Arizona, and I will be right back.
Pharmaceutical company Prevacus says their new concussion medication Prevacol helps repair nerves and promote cell growth.
We can get the drug in the brain in less than 5 minutes. And our plan is when we get that diagnosis on the field of play, give the drug nasally, get it in the brain quickly. When it gets in the brain, it actually gets into the nucleus of your brain cells, and it reduces swelling, inflammation, and oxidative stress at the same time.
When Jake and I first talked about this many years ago, one of my first questions was, will this help me? And he goes, no, this is for treatment immediately when a concussion or you think a concussion has occurred.
Yeah.
The acute problems that exist later on in life, if we can take care of these at an early age and start getting some of these things to our children and grandchildren, and I think we can make this game, our game, football, a safer place.
And so the whole goal is we're trying to make the game safer. And so Odyssey and this drug, we believe, can be a game changer in so many different ways. Yes, on the football field, in the game of football, because that's where my passion lies, but also in the game of life.
And we're back, and let me bring up Chris. How's it going, Grumpy?
Hey, you know what? Let me tell you, it is so hot in Arizona. I had to take my cigarettes off the back patio, afraid that if I left them out there, they would smoke themselves. It is that hot in Arizona.
How hot is it down there?
It is. This week is a heat wave week, which if it's already hot as balls in Arizona, that just makes it really hot. We're approaching 120 on the average. So it's this whole week is looking at like above 115 for like a 7-day period straight.
Wow. Now
I think it's going to cap off at like 118 in the valley area, but some parts of the state are seeing 121, 122.
Wow.
Yeah, it's sick, dude.
I mean, that's that dry heat, though. But I mean, that's still 100. Wow.
Listen, dry heat is nice, but if you want to know what it feels like, and I don't recommend this to anyone, please, is a PSA, not an example, not a recommendation, but just open up your oven to 125 and then stick your head in and see how you feel. That's pretty much what it's a dry heat, but it still feels like you're baking.
Is it tough to breathe?
No, honestly, it's not. It's weird. The best way I can describe it, especially if people haven't been out this way or like in Vegas area during the summer, when you open up the door, it kind of feels like someone just took a blow dryer and smacked you in the face with it.
Yeah. Do you get used to it though? Or?
Once you're outside, you're used to it, but you don't want to spend a lot of time out there. I mean, like I said, it's hot. Like you'll dry up fast. You'll start to dehydrate quick. You got to always keep hydrated, which is why I'm drinking whiskey, because it has a lot of water content. And but no, it will dehydrate you, and they do have a lot of warnings. Already there's been like people that are clearly new to the area, and they're like, oh yeah, we got this, and then they're in the hospital. So it's definitely serious. Like it can cause a lot of illnesses and problems. But overall, is it unexpected this time of year? It's a little early for it, but it's not like you don't normally get to those temps. It's just not usually 7 days in a row.
Yeah, but I guess I'll take Arizona 115 over a Florida 100.
Oh yeah, hands down. I will definitely take the dry 120, ish over a 100% humidity, 90 degrees. Like
Yeah, I made the
you can't
mistake.
breathe in that.
I made the mistake one year of taking the family down to Orlando for Fourth of July. I thought that'd be a great idea, and oh my God, I mean, it hit actually over 100 one of the days we were there at a park, and it was just it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
Won't make that mistake again.
We're not feeling the heat nearly as much as Texas is apparently. I know we're gonna get there. That's on the agenda, though. We'll
Oh,
talk about
let's jump ahead to Texas.
All right.
Here you go. Texas power grid operator struggles to provide power and heat just as it did in the cold. So what's going on over there in Texas?
Well, it's funny. I thought, all right, I get it. It's Texas. They're not really accustomed to a lot of snow and cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that really putting a hurt on their infrastructure. But you can't say that this is their first heat wave. All right. Texas, it gets pretty hot there too. And in fact, the southern part of the state's even further south than we are. So it gets hot in Texas. The fact that they can't keep up with it just tells me that there's more problems going on.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Like you said, you can give them a pass almost on the winter stuff, but the heat, that's uncalled for.
Yeah, at this point, you just like, all right, maybe your infrastructure sucks, and you need to dedicate some resources to getting that fixed. You know what I mean? Like it's AC season, folks, and you're gonna need them. Just let it run. Speaking of running, where's Cruz in all this? I mean,
that Cruz. Well, I figured during the winter there, he was Cancun cruise. I think for the summer here, I think he's gonna head up north. We can call him, I don't know, Alaskan cruise or something, because I don't see him hanging out over there in that type of heat.
Yeah, well, that must be him in Alaska already. Like he must he was wearing his shorts that he had to wear around the house for his Zoom call, and it is now in the Alaska. He must have just landed. That's how I looked when I went to Rhode Island recently. Like I landed from the plane, I'm in my shorts, and I get out of the airport. And I'm like, are you shitting me? It's like 48 degrees.
Cruz is my guy, but he's never gonna fucking live that down. That's for sure.
Hell no. Nor should he. Like, yeah. Come on, man.
I think it was a big deal. The optics is really bad, but if you're a politician, you gotta. He should have realized the optics look bad there.
Yeah. He's phoning it in from Chichen Itza. Well, let's see. How's the Wi-Fi out here?
He did tease himself about it, which is the best thing you can do in a situation like that, because there's no winning in that one.
No, not at all.
But we'll see how it affects him. So I'm sure he'll be throwing his hat in the ring come 2024.
I'm telling you, that'll be the biggest fundraiser he could ever have. Is have a cruise with Cruz. And as soon as there's like a natural disaster, a trip, like that's when he has it. And it's like I don't know, several $1,000s per like passenger, and just book out a cruise line of people leaving the area of the disaster with Cruz. I think that would be a huge fundraiser for him.
That would be hilarious. But hey, let's keep it down there in the southern border there. And Kamala Harris, she still has not gone down to the border. I think they should put her on a milk carton or something, because she is MIA. I'm not sure if she's still in Guatemala or not. But anyway, when she was down there, apparently she was handing out cookies, and believe it or not, cookies of herself, that her own image. And believe it or not, I actually found one, and here it is.
That's that's whitewashing. That's inappropriate. That's whitewashing.
I think Willie Brown might have got a hold of these cookies.
Yeah, that reminds me of like the hazing where you have to eat the cracker.
Oh,
you ever hear about that shit? I don't know if that was an urban legend. I'm sure it was. At least I certainly hope it was. But yeah, that's what this reminds me. This is. I will say it's a decent likeness of how she got to her office. And I am surprised she hasn't been down to the border, mainly because her entire career was based on going down pretty easily. So I was surprised she hasn't been around yet.
I put an over under on that at 85 days. Apparently, I'm going to lose that bet. I think we're at 82 or 83 days now, and they're not even talking about it yet. We'll see. I think she eventually will. I mean, there's just um, too much press on it for her to continue ignoring it. Now, I don't think she's going to run down there, obviously, because it'll look like she's kowtowing to the pressure. But I think eventually she will make her way there. This meme made me laugh there. Playing Uno, visit the board or draw 5 or draw 25, and she's obviously chose to draw 25. She wants no part of that border. I think
she had gone down here, and again, a lot of it was also virtual. She did a lot of virtual tours. Maybe that's what she's doing. Maybe we don't know that, but she's actually doing virtual tours of the border. They have a tourism, you can explore the border of Arizona, and you're from the comfort of your own home, and it's like a video clip of showing the border. But no, in all honesty, she needs to get her ass down there. She promised people in that border areas so much when she was running, and they carried her in the state, and they carried Biden in the state. So, at this point, I hope everyone's paying attention. I really, really do.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's the complete opposite of what she said she would do. And our 2 Democratic senators are up the government's ass saying, why haven't you come out here? So even they recognize that this is calling foul. They want help too.
Yeah, I mean, Biden named her border czar, and then what kind of border czar are you if you're not even going to go down to the border? I mean, and the numbers here are, you can't deny them. Obviously, the last couple of months of Trump's presidency, December and most of January, the numbers were obviously record lows actually for I believe 20 or 30 years. As you can see, the numbers were 74 and 78,000. Late January to April, and even now, Biden steps into office, he reverses the Trump policies, and now the numbers are through the roof at record highs. I don't even know what May's is, but I'm going to guess it's going to be somewhere along the same line as March and April, and those are.
And look, if they don't, so let's assume someone comes across the border. Now you're also talking about children too, and this is dead serious. I was just talking about the heat here.
Mm-hmm.
You've got all the border areas that are suffering the same amount of level of heat in environmental concerns we have right now. We have wildfires that are literally a 20-minute drive to the east of me that are raging in our communities. So bad that our sky is overcast, even though the sun is bright and out. It's just it's getting cloud cover. So when you start looking at those factors, and you got people that are running across the border, sometimes children, unattended. Look, you're putting these people in harm's way. This is deadly for them. If you cross the border and you're not strapped with enough water, shelter, cover, you could die trying to get into the nearby towns. This is absolutely serious. It's not. It's no concern.
We people laugh about it. We're having some fun about it. But when you think about it, it's a rough journey, through that terrain. And like you said, and with the weather the way it is now, it's only going to get worse. And we're not even factoring in, what the coyotes do to these people, the rapes and the, the killings and all that things that happen on the way to the border. You know what I mean? So when you factor in all those things, it can be pretty deadly.
I will say that your last slide makes me laugh because it talks about migrant encounters. Mm-hmm. Which it just chuckles because the old name for that was illegal aliens is what they used to be referred to as. And then I see that encounters, and I keep thinking close encounters of the third kind. It's illegal aliens encounters.
The liberals are having fun with the dictionary, that's for sure. I saw something recently where they had they're trying to not use the term mother anymore. Because that's offensive. They want to use birthing people, as if that's not offensive. To me, you just reduce the woman to a function versus a human being. I don't understand how that's any better. But they're trying to call them birthing people now.
I will say this, dude. I saw an interview that they had. It was on E! And they interviewed Nelly, and his quote at the end was priceless. He goes, "If we keep this cancel culture going, pretty soon we're going to cancel ourselves."
Yeah.
And right, I was like, you know what, dude? Like, amen. Like, I think that people have just had it with literal bullshit. But this birther thing, I will say this: I can't wait for next Mother's Day when I just tell my mom, "Happy Birthday Day."
Yeah, I'm sure.
I want to see the birthday cards come out.
Yeah, I'd like to see that written out on the card. That'll flow very smoothly.
Yeah. Here's your flowers. Happy Birthday.
Yeah. Oh, well. Hey, well, that being said, let me take another quick break here with our sponsor, and we'll be right back after this.
To the real heavy.
Pharmaceutical company Prevacus says their new concussion medication Prevacol helps repair nerves and promote cell growth.
We can get the drug in the brain in less than 5 minutes. And our plan is when we get that diagnosis on the field of play, give the drug nasally, get it in the brain quickly. When it gets in the brain, it actually gets into the nucleus of your brain cells, and it reduces swelling, inflammation, and oxidative stress at the same time.
When Jake and I first talked about this many years ago, one of my first questions was, will this help me? And he goes, no, this is for treatment immediately when a concussion or you think a concussion has occurred.
Yeah.
The acute problems that exist later on in life, if we can take care of these at an early age and start getting some of these things to our children and grandchildren, and I think we can make this game, our game, football, a safer place.
And so the whole goal is we're trying to make the game safer. And so Odyssey and this drug, we believe, can be a game changer in so many different ways. Yes, on the football field, in the game of football, because that's where my passion lies, but also in the game of life.
And we're back. And you know who might need some of this medicine is my boy Aaron Carter. He fought Lamar Odom over the weekend, and I didn't get to watch it live, and I'm very upset because I love to watch like train wrecks like this. I think they're awesome. You know what I mean? I gladly would have thrown, I think it was 1999 or something like that at this debacle. It pitted Aaron Carter. If you don't remember him, he was like Justin Bieber of the 1990s, and then he fought Lamar Odom, who had a pretty successful basketball career until he ran into the Kardashians.
And they killed him. They killed him. No, until you showed me this picture, what was the first thing I said when we talked about it before the show? I said, I can't believe he's alive. I thought they killed him. First of all, and a couple things. So first of all, Lamar Odom, welcome back from the dead. I can't believe they resurrected you for the bum fight too. But I will say,
I don't even know if this qualifies for celebrity boxing.
It doesn't. I mean, this is even lower class celebrities than this would be like, what are they gonna have? Like Lindsay Lohan fight someone next week? Like, this is like the trashiest, most fucked up people you can find that are on literally either just got out of rehab, just got out of jail, or just got resurrected from the dead, and they're gonna have them pitted against each other. It makes no sense to me at all. However, Odom, good job coming back from the dead just to whoop on some little white boy.
he did whoop on him. I think the KO came into the second round, but Aaron Carter, he did land a few nice blows.
I'm just really shocked that he's still alive. I'm telling you, man, the Kardashians have pretty much killed everyone that they've touched. They ruined Jenna. They basically made him into a female. Ray J hasn't even been able to recover from that video that it was originally started the whole thing. You got Lamar that they pretty much killed off. He was so bad he tanked his career and overdosed a few times, and now he's fighting white guys for scrap money. And then the other one, I mean, they made Kanye crazy. They out Kanye'd Kanye.
They did.
They do that. And that's one crazy ass dude, and they out Kanye'd him. They name me one dude that isn't unscathed after that family. That family is a torture chamber for people.
Hey, that being said, though, Caitlyn, I think, in my opinion, she's going to win this governorship in California.
You know that old expression, you get the government you
Deserve.
deserve.
Yeah.
You're welcome, California.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any polls or anything like that, and it's way too early for that anyway.
Yeah.
But I actually like what he's saying, like when he talks, like and in the interviews, and he says that he's not running as a trans candidate. You know what I mean? And he has his set of issues and things like that. And I'm like, that's great. You know what I mean? As long as I agree with the policies, I'll support you. I don't care.
The only thing I wish is that I wish
I
that
don't care if you
indirectly
agree
would
or
make him the
not.
first female governor of California.
I'm sorry.
I wish you would make him the first female governor of California.
That,
I
that
don't
would
know
be,
if that is as that title has already been taken or not. I don't know the history of California enough.
yeah, I'm
But
not
that
sure.
would really, I mean, just having people wrap their heads around that would make my freaking day. You have no idea.
Yeah,
I just want to see all the people from California have their heads explode. Because I got to tell you,
didn't he win like Woman of the Year or something like that?
you can't say he. You can't say he won. This is she now. It, Caitlyn runs for. But here's the thing that throws me off, man. Like Caitlyn, for all the things going on, is still conservative. Like
Yeah.
it's like I don't believe in gay marriage. Like what? What? Like it just.
Us conservatives, we get a bad rap. I think we're the most tolerant people. You know what I mean? Because our attitude is, who cares? Let it be. You know, you know what I mean? We just don't make a big deal out of it. Like I don't understand. As long as you're not bothered, I could care less what you're doing in your bedroom. You're an adult. You want to dress like a woman, dress like a woman. My issue only comes. Don't force me to, and if Caitlyn Jenner was here and said, "Hey, Felix, I'd appreciate it if you called me a she," out of respect, yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
But don't, let's not pretend biology doesn't exist. We all know, no matter how he dresses or whatever, it's still obviously a male. You know what I mean?
I mean, Felix, I
Let's not,
know
let's not,
you're a handsome man, but I mean that's
my whole thing. Let's not try to change science. You know what I'm saying, or alter the way we talk. You know what I mean? Because of this, this whole nonsense of political correctness. And I, like I said, I like all the things I've seen Caitlyn say so far. You know what I mean? So
and that's the thing, man. And I
kudos
will
to him, kudos to her, whatever.
I don't necessarily believe in the whole thing.
Mhm.
I really don't. I don't think it's a real thing. That said, for the people who are trans, it is a real thing. And to that extent, I think they're suffering if they really truly believe that they are someone that they were born as. And as that, listen, I will do everything in my power to make someone feel more comfortable. That means you want me to use the right pronouns. If you want me to refer to you as a female, if you want me to consider you as I will do all of, like, honestly, I don't want to make that person any more uncomfortable than they already are in their own skin. So I'm willing to go that way. But don't expect me to buy it. Don't expect me to
exactly. Don't make me buy into
I will do everything I can to accommodate you, but please don't expect me to undo the natural order in my mind because you have this issue, and I feel for you, I really do. But I will always respect people. I don't care where the hell they are from, whatever the hell you want. Like I'll respect you, but please don't expect me to change fundamentally my uprooted belief unless you can scientifically prove to me that this is a real thing, which it has not happened yet.
I agree. Like I said, don't make me buy into your delusions. And again, that being said, if you're an adult and you want to live your life that way, by all means, have at it, have fun. My issue, though, I do have is with especially the young children, the kids under 18. Like I don't believe. I mean, they're pushing laws to where they're trying to allow kids to take medication or to castrate themselves and change their sex when they're young. I mean, these kids aren't capable of making those types of decisions. At the very least, they should have to wait until they're 18 to make a decision like that. And my whole thing too is the suicide rate among trans people is very high, and it's very high, especially after they have the operation. So that tells me that that's not really helping the cause. I mean, it is. it's clinically actually recognized as a mental disorder.
Used to be.
Yeah.
They declassified it. So it used to be, what was it, gender dysmorphia or something like that.
Yes.
But when they released the updated DSM guidelines, I think they changed it to something else.
Yeah, and I'm guessing for PC reasons, because Chris, if I sat here and told you, hey, I'm a cat, you know what I mean? You would say you need to talk to somebody. You're not a cat. Now if I wanted to dress up as a cat and live my life as a cat, hey, I'm an adult. Go ahead, have fun with it.
I want to see the size of that fucking litter box. And I ain't changing that motherfucker. There's not a scoop big. I'd have to scoop that shit out with a shovel. I'd have to get a backhoe and they would clean out your litter box. I ain't doing it, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. but you get the gist. You know what I mean? Like, let people be. Let them live the way they want to live. I'm all fine with that. But let's not force other people to, to go.
I don't know if you read anything about the guy that was a teacher in North Carolina. I think one of those. I don't know. I'm not going to quote this very well, so I apologize. But basically, he had originally gotten fired. Now they're trying to call to have him come back. I think it was considered unconstitutional. But the school board wanted him to teach in his classrooms that there is more than one gender, and he was as a fundamentally a Christian man. It was like I won't teach that. I think it's child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would agree with that.
He got fired, and I think he got rehired, and there's a lot of drama there with that. But it's going to come down to that, like where this everyone has to, it's like conform to this new reality, so to speak, or be terminated.
Right. Yeah.
And the thing is that you can have more than one belief, and that's one of the fundamentally great things about the country is that we should be able to have more than one belief. And again, at the same token, while being respectful of someone else's choices and decisions, it doesn't mean that we all have to adapt and conform to that. We do have to be respectful of one another. So yeah, I think to that extent, that's where I fall into the mix. Is I don't care, man. Again, I look at it as I feel for everyone. I have friends that are trans. Mm-hmm. I don't understand it, and I've told them that. I've said it. I don't get it, but I'll respect you either way. And that's the best I can do. Like, I still love them as my friends, and that's all there is to it.
And that's called tolerance. You know what I mean? And I believe we're the most tolerant nation by far in the country. And I'm all for being tolerant, accepting people and their lifestyles and all that. But then, it's a two-way street. You know what I mean? You also have to accept my beliefs and the way I think. And this is just another form of fascism, basically. Conform or be destroyed.
It's the board,
which is just insane.
So what else do we have to talk about? I know we had some great topics, man.
We definitely do. But before we get into those great topics,
another CT commercial?
Yes, sir.
All right.
One moment.
Look at Farr's face during the beginning. Seriously.
Pharmaceutical company Prevacus says their new concussion medication Prevacol helps repair nerves and promote cell growth.
We can get the drug in the brain in less than 5 minutes. And our plan is, when we get that diagnosis on the field of play, give the drug nasally, get it in the brain quickly. When it gets in the brain, it actually gets into the nucleus of your brain cells, and it reduces swelling, inflammation, and oxidative stress at the same time.
When Jake and I first talked about this many years ago, one of my first questions was, will this help me? And he goes, no, this is for treatment immediately when a concussion or you think a concussion has occurred.
Yeah.
The acute problems that exist later on in life, if we can take care of these at an early age and start getting some of these things to our children and grandchildren, I think we can make this game, our game, football, a safer place.
And so the whole goal is we're trying to make the game safer. And so Odyssey and this drug, we believe, can be a game changer in so many different ways. Yes, on the football field, in the game of football, because that's where my passion lies, but also in the game of life.
And we're back. And speaking of making things safer, I don't know. I guess I give this an A for effort. People are trying to make the lobsters more comfortable before you boil them to death
So
and eat them. And apparently, they're trying to do so by making them or getting them high before you throw them in the pot.
so in Felix, this is one of the ones. This is one of the articles that I recommended for today's session. So here's what happened, right? A researcher and a big advocate for lobsters decided that she works in clinics where she helps people with like a pain center, pain management, where she gives them THC as well as other things to reduce like cancer pains and end of life type situations. And she was thinking, wow, maybe if we took THC and gave that to the lobster before the lobster would drop into the boiling water, it would lower their pain issues, and they would be a little bit more comfortable before they got into their bubble bath.
Mm-hmm.
So she decided she was going to have an experiment done, and she literally takes this lobster, puts him in a gas tank, pumps this thing full of, it looked like Snoop Dogg's like Volvo. Like this thing was like jacked up, nothing but pot. This was like NFL star like level of marijuana in this tank. And after it stopped moving, it got a little high. All of a sudden, like it responded better to Iggy Marley and Bob Marley. And they're like, oh shit, like we're gonna now try to soak it in boiling water. And they dropped it in, and surprise, it still squealed. And they said, oh, I guess it didn't do much. And all I can say is, I don't care how high if someone drops your ass in a pot of boiling water, it's gonna hurt. It's a dream. All you think of is this sounds like something that people was stoned when they thought of this idea. Picture this. Hey Felix, hey man, yo, dude, I want a lobster roll, man. Like, we just got done with that bowl. I just want a lobster roll. Like, oh, you like lobster? Do you like lobster, Felix? Yeah. Right. Speaking of lobster, remember I feel bad that when they get boiled because they're hurt. Remember they tried to go after Sebastian and Little Mermaid? Oh shit! Like, man, that was terrible. Like, poor Sebastian, he likes reggae too. Like, shit, let's have another bowl. And now circle back 3 hours later to the same conversation you started, 3 hours ago, and you realize, oh man, oh shit, maybe we could get the lobster high. They won't feel it. Like that's exactly the kind of conversation that could be happening that would start this process. But in the mindset, I'm like, literally, you had a baked lobster that also became boiled. It's a whole other definition of lobster pot.
Yeah.
And didn't think. There's all my dad jokes. I'm just getting them all out of the way.
I can imagine. I bet you that was pretty much verbatim, exactly how that was started. I want to know if anybody provided funding for this, for these tests.
Any cannabis store is thinking like, I'm gonna have another angle here. The best part is somewhere in the article they talked about it down near the bottom. It actually addresses that the meat was tastier. I was like, so you feel bad for this little red fucker. So boil his ass anyway. You're like, well shit, it tastes great.
That's insane. It's just insane. I guess we're not far away. They're gonna inject these lobsters with heroin.
Oh man!
They throw them in the pot.
What do they think? Like the lobster can look at the boiling water, they're like, oh, a nice spot then. Wait, like shit's like 800 fucking degrees. Like that's like putting the lobster out in the street in Arizona. It's a fucking right.
That's awful.
Oh shit, man. No, I'm sorry. That article just cracked me up. I was like, that's news. Like that's not even fake news. That's real ass news. That's what's going on in the world.
Speaking
High lobsters.
and speaking of fake news and thing, you brought up another article to me, and I thought you were BSing me until I pulled it up. I was like, oh my God, here it is.
Google News feeds are awesome, by the way.
An Olympic runner was banned after testing positive for steroids, right? Nothing uncommon about that. But she believed it was a false positive from a pork burrito.
So apparently,
So she's blaming pork burritos for her problem.
now I will tell you, and this is what goes back. I look at that runner, and then I look at me, and I say, all right, I've been to a food truck before. Like, that's what it was. It was Mexican, authentic Mexican food truck that was camped outside, like wherever. And she went and had a pork burrito. Now I know that there's certain foods and certain things you can translate some of those drugs through the system, like. Even when you do like nicotine tests, like they tell you don't eat like broccoli or something.
Yeah, no poppy seeds. I think.
Yeah, whatever it is, it can pop you positive. So I get that there's some food trace elements there, and maybe the amount that they test for at the Olympics could potentially be low enough to have a food-borne test positive. But here's the thing: she doesn't look like she's been eating many burritos. Like,
No.
if I had come out and said, "Look, I'm not doing steroids," it was a burrito, I would be like, all right, it was a goddamn burrito. Like, you know what I mean? I think that you'd give me the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. That girl hasn't eaten anything that wasn't like holistically homegrown in her entire life. There's not an ounce of burrito anywhere on that girl.
No. In all honesty, though, if you're training for the Olympics, what the hell are you doing eating a burrito?
No shit. I get it. Runners can eat anything they want. They're going to burn it right off. I understand the dynamic. Maybe she's trying to bulk up. Who the hell knows? But a fucking burrito, of all the things, like you couldn't have just had an extra plate of pasta. You had to go for the pork burrito at the Mexican truck. Like,
yeah,
it's because tell me she ain't shopping at Whole Foods. I mean, like,
yeah.
I realize that that's some racist shit I'm saying about white people, but whatever. I'm gonna call it out. You just up and get a latte at Starbucks. So there it is, motherfucker.
Oh man. But that was hilarious when I saw that.
I don't know if I buy her story. I think it's plausible, but either way, she lost her appeal. So sad. But I just thought it was hysterical. To me, like if you're gonna blame anything, you blame the pork burrito.
Yeah. She's better off saying nothing, to be honest with you. But
you know what? She tested positive for THC by eating lobster rolls in Maine.
I was just gonna say she should have blamed it on the high lobsters. Yeah. maybe they'll inject steroids into the lobsters so they can withstand the pain for the boiling water.
Or maybe the lobster was turn around and whoop the chef's ass.
I'm never gonna look at lobsters the same now before I throw them in the pot. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna have to offer them some weed or something before I throw them in. I don't know.
It's literally like, you get like a bowl of clams, and you're like, I'm about to do my clam bake. You're like, oh shit. I got a roach. I got this roach, but I'll share it. Like puff give clam. Like. Yeah. You got the bass on the wall of the house. Like turn around, hey, pass that shit over here. He's talking to me.
That poor lobster. All I can think of what the hell he was thinking.
He was trying to write fucking poetry and listen to the Doors. Who are you kidding? And that lobster actually understood what Kanye was saying right before he died. He had all kinds of envisions going on in his head.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Well, Chris, thank you for helping me take a look at this week's stories here. And I did enjoy it because it was a break from the normal, politics as usual. Sometimes you got to take a break from that crap.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. I will tell you, I'll send it more to you because I love that kind of stuff. For some reason, Google has it programmed in based on my research history that these stories would clearly appeal to me. And they are right. They so do. That I read about it, and again, to me, I just think that's like the news is far better comedy than anything else. Like you can actually get, like, real life is so much comedy in it. So to me, if I can find more of this shit, I'm gonna have to send you away. Just be like
Definitely do. Definitely do.
Hey, do you have any more commercials we have to go to? Or you already hit all your quota?
I got one more to put, and that's the one I'm gonna end the show with.
Very nice. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure, Felix. Take it easy, and hey, tell your son double rap.
Will do.
All right, bye.
Well, that was my main man, Chris from Arizona. Always a hoot to have him on the show. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be back next week. We'll get into some more politics, sports, whatever's in the news, and we'll have some fun talking about it. So God bless. But before I leave, I'm going to leave you with another word from our sponsor. Again, God bless. See you next week.
Pharmaceutical company Prevacus says their new concussion medication Prevacol helps repair nerves and promote cell growth.
We can get the drug in the brain in less than 5 minutes. And our plan is, when we get that diagnosis on the field of play, give the drug nasally, get it in the brain quickly. When it gets in the brain, it actually gets into the nucleus of your brain cells, and it reduces swelling, inflammation, and oxidative stress at the same time.
When Jake and I first talked about this many years ago, one of my first questions was, will this help me? And he goes, no, this is for treatment immediately when a concussion, or you think a concussion has occurred.
Yeah.
The acute problems that exist later on in life, if we can take care of these at an early age and start getting some of these things to our children and grandchildren, and I think we can make this game, our game, football, a safer place.
And so the whole goal is we're trying to make the game safer. And so Odyssey and this drug, we believe, can be a game changer in so many different ways. Yes, on the football field, in the game of football, because that's where my passion lies, but also in the game of life.